Hey, what's up everyone, David here, and today we are going to talk Persona 25th anniversary. It's been a little while actually. SMT5 has been all over the news, all over my channel, all over my videos, but it really still is the 25th anniversary of Persona. So I want to talk a little bit more about this anniversary. Of course, I cannot blame any single one of you watching this video if you forgot about the anniversary because Atlus in September did everything that they could to make it unmemorable. Now, if you don't know, let me give you a little bit of context. In September, they announced that there's going to be a concert in November for the Persona 25th live concert. And cool, for Japan. A lot of sales for Japan only. New merch, all that stuff. So that's what happened. It's September. So I made a video, same title. What is the Persona 25th anniversary September announcement? That was my video, and I explored a couple of ideas of what could happen. And now we're gonna look at the December announcement. We're gonna look at what's gonna happen in December. And today, what I want to do is I want to explore every single avenue, every single possibility of what they could reveal in December. But before we do that, if you guys could drop a quick like on the video if you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate it. It takes a second and it helps people find the show. And if you're new to my channel and you want more content on anything Atlus, Shin Megami Tensei, Persona, and other JRPGs, you are at the right place. Please consider subscribing. And I have DC News episode covering any type of news for Atlus. So if you're into that stuff, quick notification bell to make sure you're up to date. But without any further ado, let's jump right into every single possible avenue of reveals that Atlus could show us for the 25th anniversary of Persona, and for every single one of those ideas and avenues that I have for the anniversary, we're gonna see and we're gonna try to give it a grade out of 10 of how likely it is. Of course, I don't have any type of insider information, I don't know what's gonna happen, and some of these ideas are crazy, but we're gonna look at all of them, because I want all of you who have an idea in mind to at least know my opinion on how likely this is, and we're going to explore a lot of different avenues. So let's jump right into it with the first thing that comes up most of the time.
Whoa, hold the fuck up. Mute this motherfucker right here. Hold up. This is my channel now. This is the King Narukami channel, KingCast JRPGs. What's up, guys? It's King Narukami 45, and I think this dumbass with expectations that is doing this video here forgot about P4G on consoles. Now, let me just tell you right now, P4G released on Steam in 2020, summer of 2020. It has been for fucking ever, about a year and a half since that shit came out on Steam, and we even haven't had a crumb of it even coming out here. We haven't had it mentioned by anybody. Atlus is putting their thumbs up their ass. It is finally fucking time to get Persona 4 Golden on consoles. My Switch, my PS4, my PS5, my Neo Geo, I don't give a fuck. It is about time to bring it to consoles. And I think you can expect that in December. But King, that's gonna hurt SMT5. Shut the fuck up. Listen here. This is not gonna hurt SMT5 sales. It is a port of a game. Charge $20. People are already high on SMT5. Instant money right there. Great way to celebrate Persona's 25th anniversary, P4G on consoles. I'll see you guys later. King out. Now, you can have your channel back, David. Stupid dumbass with expectations.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened, but let's move on. A lot of people were certain that in September, this was going to be the thing. This was going to be the reveal. Persona 4 Golden finally releasing on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and if possible, Xbox. P4G released on PC last year and it did extremely well, so it would only feel natural for Atlus to put the game on consoles. Is this likely? Now, in terms of the December announcement, I do want to say I don't expect a shadow drop. I don't think they're gonna just drop a game release in December. That doesn't make much sense to me. If they really are revealing a game in December, what I think they're going to do is reveal a game, and this game is gonna release and drop in the striker spot for 2021. It is going to drop in February. That's my bet, if something were to happen in terms of a game release, because again, don't forget, maybe this announcement that they show, or this surprise that they show in December, is small stuff like September. That's always a possibility. We're speculating here. So P4G, Switch, PS4, possibly Xbox, makes a lot of sense. and seems to be one of the most likely ideas on my list. So I think P4G being revealed and coming to consoles later has a solid shot of releasing. If I had to put a number on it, I'd say that's a solid 7.5 out of 10 in terms of a P4G port to consoles, and I think they would probably just drop it on digital stores. No physical release, make it $30, and it would sell a ton of copies. Let's move on right into my next idea because I have a lot of them, so let's scroll and let's keep going. You guys, if you've been watching my channel and you've been listening to my DC news episode for a while now, you know that there's been a lot of rumblings this year in terms of a rumor for Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, a definitive edition of the game that would release on modern consoles, Xbox, PC, PS4, and Switch. All the systems. That's been in the news for a few times this year, I would say. And I thought that made a lot of sense. Atlus could drop a $60 release, make it P4 Arena Ultimax, and all the DLC of both games, make them in one package, increase the performance, make it look better, put it on the shelf, $60. It would do pretty well, I would think, although P4 Arena is not a game that would push hardware. It's not a game that would sell a ton of copies, especially for $60 with all the content like P4G would for a $30 release. So I don't think this is as likely, but this would probably be a retail release, a bigger type of release. Not in terms of sales, but in terms of what they had to do with the project, not just the direct port. So I don't think this is as likely, but it's been in the news, just rumors though, so I don't think that's as likely. I would say that's a solid 6 out of 10 for P4 Arena Ultimax. Now before I keep going, guys, drop a comment below and let me know what you think will happen for the December announcement or the December event for the 25th anniversary of Persona. My next pick is a boring one, but it's still something that Atlus would do. This is an Atlus pulling an Atlus, in my opinion. So this one is a definitive edition slash remaster slash director's cut of Persona 5 Royal that they would put on PlayStation 5. A PS5 version of P5R with all the DLC, make it 60 frames per second, sell it for like $40. This is not exciting to me, but I think this is something that Atlus would absolutely do in terms of putting Persona 5 again on another system. I think this is a possibility. I think this is super boring, but I still think they could do it. Is that likely though? I don't know, but Atlus, they're able to surprise us. I think that's like a 6. I'd say this is a 5 out of 10. Let's do that. My scores, I didn't think of my scores before this recording, by the way. This is off the cuff, so I'm just dropping random ideas. We're having fun here. Now this one is one that will absolutely excite some of you all. Persona ports to PC, Switch, and PS4 as well, possibly Xbox. But I'm focusing on PS4 and Switch for P4G, as we mentioned before. I think that could happen. Switch, PS4, we talked about that. But I want to talk here about Switch and PC for Persona 5. Persona 5 on Switch and on PC. This has been requested for so long at this point. The Atlus community manager in the past told people to beg for Persona 5 if they wanted it on Nintendo Switch. We don't know if it's gonna happen at some point, but it's still on the list. It's still something that makes so much sense and that would do really well. So Switch, PC, Persona 5 makes a lot of sense. Will they do it? I think they will. Will they do it in December? I'm not so sure. I give this one a 6.5 out of 10 for P5 and P5R on Switch and PC. My next one is still about P5, and I have it in a different category. It's for Persona 5 on Xbox Game Pass. Now this is something else. P5 on Game Pass has been in the news throughout the year. I reported on that on multiple occasions. Lots of rumors, lots of reliable Xbox insiders talking about Persona 5 heading to Xbox, but you don't need to be an insider. It makes so much sense. Xbox Studios, they've been trying to pull Japanese players into their ecosystem. The Xbox is not doing that great in Japan. It's doing better. The Xbox Series systems are doing better than the Xbox One did, but it's still far from reaching the numbers of the PlayStation or even the Nintendo Switch, so it's still struggling. But I know Xbox Studios is trying to pull Japanese devs and publishers into their ecosystem to pull Japanese people into it. We've seen games like Octopath Traveler, Dragon Quest XI heading into Game Pass. They want those Japanese games on Game Pass. Persona 5 is possibly the biggest JRPGs in the latest year in terms of critical reception and popularity in the West. For a Japanese game, it would do really well, I think, on Game Pass. But what would be the impact of Persona 5 releasing on Game Pass in Japan? That's what I'm a little bit more worried about, and for that reason, I think Persona 5 on Xbox also deserved some type of 6.5 out of 10, I would say. And my next idea for the December reveal of the Persona 25th anniversary is once again something that has been rumored and has been in the news and has been leaked for over a year now, and that's Persona 3 coming to PC. Now, if you were not following my channel at the time, in June of 2020, when Persona 4 Golden shadow dropped during PC Gaming Show, in June of 2020, it shadow dropped on Steam, P4G, that leaked. P4G coming to Steam leaked, I think, 3 or 4 days before PC Gaming Show, so people were expecting P4G to drop on Steam. But something else was there in that same leak of P4G. Persona 3 PC, that was also in the leak. A lot of people forgot about that, but it was in the leak. Was that leak just an accurate prediction? Possibly, so don't get your expectations up. But it was still in the news and we kept talking about it, and at one point, I was like, hell, Persona 3 PC is just gonna get revealed a year after at PC Gaming Show 2021, but we streamed the whole thing for multiple hours and it was not there. So what happened with Persona 3 dropping on PC? A Persona 3 remaster? I think that's something that's very likely. I think Persona 3 PC is gonna happen at some point. What are they gonna do with it? That's a whole nother topic for another video, but Persona 3 coming to PC needs some points for me. I think this is a solid 7.5 out of 10, just as likely as Persona 4 Golden coming to consoles, in my opinion. I know this would be an underwhelming release to some people, but it would also get a lot of fans excited. Thing is, for September, this was a celebration for Japan only. Japan isn't as big onto PC as we are in the West, so for that reason, I don't know if they would want to reveal during the celebration a P3 PC release, if they really are focusing on Japan, if that makes sense. But again, what they did in September doesn't mean that's what they're going to do for all the other events, so we just have to wait and see. But in my opinion, this is likely. But in terms of something a little less likely, in my opinion, we have to talk about Persona 5 Strikers. Persona 5 Strikers released in Japan in February of 2020 and a year later in the West in February of 2021. So as I mentioned, I think if something happens, if there's a reveal, if there's a release that's going to happen with this December announcement, I think the release is going to be in February. So would they really do DLC for P5S 2 years after the original release in Japan? I don't think so. So in my opinion, P5S DLC, that's out of the water at this point. I think this has a 2 out of 10 chance of happening in terms of DLC for Persona 5 Strikers. And once again, let's go with another unlikely pick with Persona 1 and 2 digital releases, digital ports to other platform, $10 releases for P1, the PS1 version, P2, Innocent Sin, P2, Eternal Punishment. Put that for $10 each on PlayStation 4. I think this is something that Atlus could do for sure. Would be a little bit underwhelming, but still exciting because you could play the game on a modern system. I think this is kind of likely. I would give that a 4 out of 10 maximum here in terms of P1 and 2 duology ports to PS4 on the digital stores. Obviously, I really don't. The remakes of those games are not even on the list. There's like no evidence, it's not been in the news or anything, so I don't expect it. I know this would excite some of you all out there, and again, what I'm saying is speculation, so it may still happen. I just can't really see it, in my opinion, in terms of remakes. Ports, I'd say it's a 4 out of 10 chance of happening for sure. Persona 3 Remake. Okay. A Persona 3 remake has been in the news for so long at this point. A lot of people are talking about this, but just like the remakes of 1 and 2 duology, there's not a lot of evidence. I think this is something that the fans built up. P3 has some issues. P3 doesn't have a definitive edition of the game, so a lot of people are saying we need a remake. I made a complete video, a 10 minutes video talking about a lot of things, a lot of reasons why I don't think Persona 3 needs a remake. This is just an opinion piece, but if you're interested, I'll link the video down in the description below so you can check it out for yourself and see what I think about this. But that was just, do we need a remake? Will we get a remake? I really don't think this is going to happen in terms of P3. I do think a PC port or even a console port, putting a lot of the content of P3P and P3FES in the same package, make it HD, I think that would be really great, and I think this is a little bit more likely than a remake. I give a Persona 3 Remake a 3 out of 10. My next pick is Persona 5 Arena. Persona 5 Arena, once again, is something that we've seen a lot of people talked about, but as I briefly mentioned at the beginning of this video when we talked about a P4 Arena Ultimax Definitive Edition port, I don't think this is happening. I think this is less likely than the P4 Arena Ultimax Definitive Edition port. Why? Because P4A, I think, would require less work. I think they could just add 1 or 2 new characters, make it better in terms of performance, put all the DLC and just resell it. A brand new game seems like a stretch to me. Arc System Works is the developers of P4 Arena. They're doing a crazy ass good job with their fighting games. They're awesome, their animations, all that stuff is crazy good. But the thing is, when P4 Arena released back in the day, they were such a small developer. They weren't as big, as renowned as they are at this point. So would Atlus be willing to pay Arc Sys and work with them for a brand new release in 2022? This just screams no, not happening to me. Once again, I don't have any evidence. I'm just going with logic here, my own logic. Your opinion can absolutely differ from this, but I don't think this is happening. I think this has, once again, a like 4.5 out of 10 chance of happening. My next pick is a Persona 6 teaser reveal. For those of you watching this video that are longtime fans of Persona, you all remember the infamous 5 chairs, red background, the initial Persona 5 reveal. This was nothing. This was 5 chairs, Persona 5 is in development. Persona 6, we already know it's in development. That was confirmed during an interview in the past. So they said, I'm not going to quote word for word because I don't have the article right here, and I don't even remember who said this. I don't remember if it's Ashino or something, but someone at Atlus was interviewed and they said, we are working on the next numbered mainline installment in the Persona series, and that's an article from I think 2019 or beginning of 2020. So P6 is in the work. Are they ready to just tease it, to drop like a 1-minute teaser? Hell, make it 6 chairs with the different colors. I think this is likely. I think this could happen for sure. Is it going to be the December announcement though? That I'm not too sure about, because I think Persona 6 is not close. I don't think it's as far away as people make it out to be. But I think this teaser may be more likely to happen by the end of the anniversary. So by middle of 2022, end of 2022, when they're done with the 25th, I think this could be one of the last announcements or one of the announcements in the middle there, but we'll have to wait and see what they have for us. So for December, I still think this is possible. I give a Persona 6 teaser reveal a 6 out of 10. So that's my list in terms of announcements / reveals that they could show us in December. I tried to explore most of the avenues that I hear online. I know I asked some of you guys to give me your opinion of what you think could happen, and this is the list that I could come up with. There's a lot of ideas on there, so I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about the picks that I mentioned today. Do you agree with the scores out of 10 that I did that were completely out of the blue? Do you think it makes sense with my arguments and ideas for every single pick? And most importantly, what do you think we're gonna get in December for the 25th? So thank you all so much for watching. Once again, if you enjoyed it, quick like really helps, and subscribe if you're new. We will see you in the next one. Bye.